There's a rich young piece of calico out there that's up for grabs.
And she is not ready for all of that.
Hey.
Okay.
Charlie Kirk.
Is way too
Charlie
soon
Kirk
for that.
is dead. Erica, there's some single guys out there. Get back on the market. Oh man, Charlie Kirk. Wow. So in the news, everybody's been talking about Charlie Kirk and the assassination. So they caught the killer, Tyler Robinson. I want to list off a few things that Tyler Robinson and Charlie Kirk have in common. But, first, go ahead and tell me what are your thoughts about this whole Charlie Kirk thing that everybody's talking?
Well, first and foremost, I want to send my deepest condolences to the family. Like, a person was killed at the end of the day, no matter what he believed, what his political views were, whether we agree with them or not. Someone was killed. Someone got shot. He had a family. He had a wife. He had kids. And if we can't relate to anything else, we can relate to him being a human being. And nobody deserves to be killed.
That's absolutely right. And I completely agree with that. And I think most people online agree with that. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, that is true.
Honestly.
Charlie Kirk was a polarizing figure, right? So I say it like this, if you have someone that's gunning after you to kill you, you may have done something or said something that could hurt a lot of people, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's any political figure, any public figure at that, honestly. Like, I feel like when you put yourself in the public eye, especially when you're talking about political views and you're speaking about controversial things.
Yeah.
Obviously, you put yourself out there for someone to, I don't want to say that, but you put yourself out there, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, especially with social media nowadays.
Yeah, with social media. But when we focus on Charlie Kirk as a person, the thing is, some of his viewpoints were pretty inflammatory. He had entire tirades about, black people, immigrants, women. And a lot of people didn't take too kindly with that, right? So something that I did notice, though, is something that Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson, his assassin, had in common was they were heavily into politics. Mm-hmm. Heavily into politics. And people say you don't talk about two things, politics and religion. Those two things could, get you unalived out here. And Charlie Kirk went heavy onto the politics. And when you talk about Tyler Robinson, he's from a Republican family. He's from a Mormon family, Mormon faith. And those two things don't usually align with, murderers. But, now they do, right? But what are your thoughts on Charlie Kirk's entire religious beliefs?
I don't know. Like, I think that his beliefs aren't necessarily always tied to his religion. I think that that's one thing that people get misconstrued too. Like, I feel like people will take the religion and be like, oh, that's what everybody in the religion believes. Like, that's not what everybody believes at all. I feel like he was a little bit radical, and I wouldn't necessarily tie that to the religion. That was just him and his political beliefs. Yeah. Also, when it comes to Tyler, I feel like they both were heavily connected in their religion, but I don't know. I feel like their political views outweighed all that.
Definitely. And, a lot of people online aren't necessarily excited that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by this guy, but a lot of people definitely are happy that Charlie Kirk has passed away. We talk about Amanda Seales. I'm not sure if you guys seen what she said, but here, take a look at this clip.
I can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk. First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up shit. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect guns. If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy.
Wow.
I mean, you know what? That makes me I don't know. I'm a little upset about the clip, honestly. Like, I feel like where has the world gone today to where we're celebrating somebody being dead? Like, celebrating someone getting assassinated and shot. Another human being that we're saying that we can't relate to based off of just his beliefs. I feel like, if anything, we can relate to him being a human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't care what this man has said. I'm black. I'm a woman. You're black. Well, obviously, we didn't agree with his views.
Yeah.
But never am I going to celebrate somebody dying or say that I can't relate to another human being. Like, we all came from God. We all are human. I don't think that just because of somebody's views, it's okay to unalive a person.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Now, let's talk about some of the things that Charlie did say. He said some pretty inflammatory things, obviously, where, a Mormon, Republican, white dude wanted to come out and kill him in the public square in front of everybody. Well, did we really expect anybody else to have done it?
I mean, we wasn't going to do it. We don't care that much.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't going to do it.
We don't care that much. We're heavily on their minds, but...
Yeah, no, I will say that, black people were heavily on Charlie Kirk's mind. And they live rent-free in his mind. And a lot of his rhetoric is based off of, his thoughts of black people, which is pretty inflammatory and completely wrong. And then that's the problem. That's where I find the issue is that, Charlie Kirk, a lot of his facts, he got them off the internet. That's the problem. When you're regurgitating facts from the internet, things like this could happen to you because you could be completely wrong, obviously on so many levels, and this was the end result of him just kind of spewing facts from the internet. He found his base that kind of believed what he said. His base ended up, terminating him, but most of his base kind of just believed what he said. His base was with the young kids, the youth, supposedly Gen Z, whatever that is. But, these internet facts aren't necessarily true all the time.
No,
and then
they're
if
not.
you're just going to get on a mic and just speak these internet facts, well, you're going to get a lot of people disliking you. And the more people you have disliking you, some of those people can become radicalized. And radicalized basically means that they're willing to do whatever it takes to shut you up.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So,
Unfortunately, I feel like he knew that. He knew that he was being very controversial.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like people do these things. I'm not saying he did, but for clout, to get a following, to steer everybody up, to get the emotions going. And unfortunately, it didn't work out in his favor. But I do think that we need to be more intentional, especially all of us. Like, we all have platforms. We're all on social media. Be more intentional about what we're posting, what we are using our platforms for, what messages that we're spreading, because clearly it can get you unalived. Yeah.
And again, he was really radical, just speaking these internet facts. And it's sad because, now that he's gone, somebody else is going to take his place. And, they may be unalive too. No pun intended, but, that's just the path that people like Charlie Kirk, takes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rappers, they all know what comes with the job. Now, political commentators, because he wasn't a politician. He was a college dropout. Tyler Robbins.